true hippie.
Okay, MGTOW, so I think we're live now, we're transmitting. MH live streams is actually back on the MH channel. We've got our live streaming capabilities back again. Let's just check out what's going on in the chat box, see if everything's working. It seems to be working so far. Okay, that's cool. Right, now then, we're just giving people a few minutes to assemble. Just checking a few things. Hey, Savage, man, welcome aboard, Savage. There, bro. You've lost your hammer, Savage. You've got it back now. Okay, Savage, you can take care of business in the chat box in case there's any trouble. But MGTOW, we know what MGTOW's like. They're usually like a well-behaved bunch of guys. Danish Monk, yo, welcome. I thought it's about time that MH gave his opinion on what's going on with all this business, you know, the interpersonal conflicts and everything. And I've got my own opinions about entryism. There's been these accusations been made of entryism and of political leanings and so on. And you know, you guys, I know you've got your opinions, I've got my opinions. So I think it's only right and proper we get the chance to speak about them. So I don't like to get involved really, I like to just sit back and see what other people are doing. And then I can't help but come to a conclusion. And until I got all the information, I can't really make a good conclusion. So all I can do is make an interim conclusion. I can't make an absolute complete ultimatum situation. But I don't like it when things get bandied around. Accusations of, for example, alt-right. I mean, I like Trav. I watched the live stream before and I listened to Howard's stream. Then I've listened to Mindframe's stream. And I can say that a few people, obviously, people are getting annoyed with, people are getting their feathers ruffled by all of this interpersonal conflict and political business and MGTOW politics. And you know, I like to remain neutral really, because I think that a lot of MGTOW men, most MGTOW men, have got good personality traits that I think ought to be encouraged and shared around. But obviously most people have also got bad qualities that it may appeal to some people, they may not appeal to other people. But that's the thing of life, it's the beauty of life, you know. It's a broad spectrum of qualities that have been brought in over your whole life experience. Now until we know, you know, the mile that we've walked in someone else's shoes, we can't really comment on personal things unless we have all the information, all the experiences, the emotions, and you know, and all the whole package. I can understand how some people get a bit upset. They feel that they're not being respected properly, or their message is being ignored, and it might frustrate them, and I can understand that. I'm talking about everybody. I can understand everybody's frustration when it comes to being not recognised or appreciated or understood or whatever it is. But I draw the line really at wild accusations where it's not just shooting at the hip, it's basically just randomly firing into a crowd. You know, I don't mind a few shots into the air, perhaps a warning shot across the bow, but I kind of take objection when there's being multiple shots into a crowd. And a lot of these people, I'm not here to judge innocence and guilt or anything like that. It's not about that. This is about people's conduct as men to other men. And I don't like this sneaky kind of stuff that's going on, because there is like a sneaky undercurrent going on in MGTOW. That's what I'm kind of objecting to, really. I mean, I'm nobody, don't get me wrong. I'm not here for fans or for views or for hits or for money or for anything. I'm here for the betterment of mankind, really, and for my own personal reasons. But it's kind of selfless as well, don't get me wrong. It's not all about me. I'm not here because of me. I'm not here for money, for fame, for fortune, you know, reputation, nothing. I get that in the real world. I can quite happily turn the internet off here and get enough respect in my local community, so I don't need to come to MGTOW. And I'm telling you now, I actually do get respect in my community. If people in MGTOW were to come around the streets with me, hey, MIC man, welcome. If people were to wander around the streets where I live, they'd actually be very surprised. Businessmen, men, women, children, everybody, people like me, they actually genuinely like me in real life. Now, how many people in MGTOW who are going out giving accusations to people, calling out names and stuff, how many of them people are well liked in real life? I'm talking real life now. Not where you can just like concoct a personality for internet usage. I'm talking about real personality now. Real life personality. You know, I get on with everybody. We're talking lords and ladies, punks and tramps and bums, police officers, local mayors, everybody. And how do you think you get that kind of influence? Is it by talking crap or by imposing your will upon people? No, no, no. You only get these people. Hey, hi Bob, how are you, man? Yeah, we're live, man. Yeah, we're live. I think we'll give Bob a hammer because I like Bob. Bonjour, Monsieur Bob. Comment allez-vous? I forgot where I was going on then. I was just on a little bit of a rant. I've been drinking a little bit of alcohol, which I don't really do, but I think, you know, a couple of tins isn't going to hurt anyone, is it? So yeah, we're on about personal characteristics now. Now what I think is, that on the internet, people can be whoever they like, and they can concoct a personality that isn't actually true. So if we were to see their whole life record, their personal achievements, their academic qualifications, their criminal history, their what their neighbours have to say about them, and their actual friends and their family, it'd be a very, very different story to what we're actually seeing on the internet. You know, we've got to appreciate that. Now, what I reveal to people here is actually my true self. Believe it or not, it's my true self. Apart from giving out my name and address and my date of birth and everything, I'm for real, 100% for real. I mean, I've showed myself to certain MGTOWs that I appreciate and I like and I get on with well, like Monk Music, How Dare. So, you know, we're on about, Trav's on about revealing their faces and everything. Yeah, I've revealed my face, don't you worry about that. But it doesn't interest me to do it live on the internet, you know, because of people out there who are just too creepy, they're too freaky, and they're too abnormal to be able to actually cope with real information. But I'm quite willing, if someone wants to knock on my door, if they got a problem, they just get knocked the fuck out and thrown over the wall. I'm talking within 5 seconds. I haven't got a problem with that. So people are welcome to knock on my door. They can either come in, have a cup of tea and behave themselves, or they can get knocked the fuck out on the doorstep and thrown over the wall. It's up to them. I haven't got a problem with any of that. But I object when there's a power struggle going on, where people think they've got the right to tell people, to project their nonsense onto other people, to try and start calling the shots, as though they're like the big man. You know, I really don't like it, and I'm not actually attacking anyone personally right now, that's just a generalisation. But I watched Trav's stream earlier on, and this is the problem I've got with Traversable, right? And I'll say it to you now, loud and clear. Je vais très bien. Your French is always better after a few drinks. Yeah, merci monsieur. Très bon. So yeah, my problem with Trav is, I like the guy. I actually seriously like the guy. I think he's got a lot of deep moral values that are very important to MGTOW, and I seriously mean that. But I have got a problem with the guy, and this is what my problem is, and I'll say it outright, because he was saying before, I'm one of those guys that he's saying he's one of them guys that just says it how it is, and he can offend people, and it's just, that's something he has to do. Well, you know, we're cut from the same cloth, brother, and I'm going to have to say something about you. And I hope you take it in the spirit which is intended, because I actually like you, man. But I think you're making serious errors, because you're going on about the MGTOW basics, yeah? Don't marry, don't cohabitate, etc, etc, shooting down the simps. That's all fine, man, and I'm with you there. But the way you cover up for MA, as though he's done no wrong. Yeah, come back, I want to get all the guys back, SFM and MA and that. They're all great, yeah, it's all great. It isn't great, is it, Trav? Come on, man. You've been backing up. You've been backing the wrong horse, man. You know? You put $200 on Sad Ken and it didn't even finish the race. Do you know what I'm saying? MA's an embarrassment to the community, and so's SFM. Yeah? Green Pill Gamer. Do you know what I'm saying? You can't hide anything from me. I'm not stupid. You need to clear out the trash, Trav, from your own camp. You need to get rid of SFM and MA, because those people have been going around badgering people for months and months and months. Yeah, and it just so happens I've been doing a bit of research on SFM recently. I just typed into Google, SFM is. Yeah, just type into Google, SFM is. Bang. You'll come up to a MGTOW.com page, where he's going in there saying, join the chat, bitch. And everyone's saying, excuse me, who are you? Etc, etc, etc. In other words, they say, get lost, mate, you clown. Coming in here with your big man talk. That's not your approach. And when people tell him to clear it off, he starts calling them sir. They said, hang on, you got your approach wrong. You should come here calling us sir first, and when we dismiss you, then you call us bitch. Get out of here, you fool. Do you know what I'm saying? So Trav, I appreciate what you're doing. I appreciate where you've come from and everything you've been through. But you are backing the wrong horses in that race. I'm telling you. So if you want to win the race, which is the freedom and emancipation of man, the betterment of mankind, truth and reality, you know, you have to clean up your own house, man. You're entertaining idiots. And that's what's giving your reputation a hit. I don't know if you'll recover from it. We've got Whiskey Stills and Tumbleweeds there in the background, who actually is a man who can lead the monks. He hasn't got the strength to call people out on their nonsense though, unfortunately, because if he had that ability, he would be #1 of the monks. End of story. It's indisputable fact. I'm just speaking the way I feel it. There's all getting out of control. You know, the entryism. I've seen the entryism. That's for real. I've got my eyes on a few people. They know I'm watching them. That's not a problem, because we're all men. We know that's what men do. But I'm prepared to let things play out to see who is who, man. You know what I'm saying? Thank you, Savage. Now, I'm prepared to let things play out to see who is who, because time will tell. Yeah, I'm not enforcing anyone to show their hand. No, no, no. But what I will do in the meantime is, I'm watching for clues and tells like a professional card player. Do you know what I'm saying? I'm looking for any facial expression, twitch, anything. Because I'll tell you something. When people are pressurized, unless they've got a very, 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 very complex, intelligent brain, they say things that they don't actually mean to be saying because they're dealing from the subconscious. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, exactly, man. Free Happy Bob. Whiskey's my favourite monk for sure. He's mine as well, because he's for real. The guy doesn't want any trouble. He's not after picking fault with anyone or calling out people for whatever. He just does his thing. He leads by example. And that's what we lead in MGTOW. It's people who lead by example. Never mind pointing a finger and mocking people or calling people out or calling names and criticising whatever. No, no, no. Lead by example, man. Right? That's what we all should be doing. Lead by example. Just have a clear, coherent, consistent MGTOW message, and never mind the trash. The trash will sort itself out. The trash will take itself out. You know? Speciation, man. Welcome, monsieur. That's a French name. Speciation. Now here's something for anyone who doesn't understand French or language or anything history. Is that anything that ends in T-I-O-N, tion, is French. Masturbation, emancipation, speciation. So there we are, little linguistics lesson from the MH channel tonight, which is all cool. So yeah, I would invite people in here, but I've just started a stream. I haven't actually opened the Hangout. I could open a Hangout and do a triple, quadruple Howard Dare special show, but tonight we're keeping it simple, we're keeping it real. These things have got to be said. I'm sorry, lads, if I'm offending people. I'm so sorry, because I haven't come here with the intention of offending people, but these are just things that I feel, things that I think, and things that I'm saying. And you know, I think it's disgraceful the way that people have been conducting themselves for a long time, because we've had people like, and I'm going to call out names now, because this is my time to say what I think about people, because we've come down to people time now, because people are pointing fingers at other people and everyone's pointing at everyone. So I think, okay, if it's finger pointing time, let's start pointing fingers. We've got Shining Light, yeah, who actually thinks a lying shite, making up fake accounts, trolling people, abusive comments and messaging and stuff, yeah. Alright, he might want to help men, that's great. He might go and help out the homeless shelter, that's great. Yeah, but the guy projects a lot of crap onto people, and that's why he's been banned from YouTube indefinitely. Yeah, and you have him on your show like he's a great guy, Trav, just like SFM and MA. Yeah, come back, MA. The guy's a simp, he's an ultra simp. Yeah, and you heard it with your own ears, man. I'm dealing with real misogynists, and I'm not going back to that. Because he even said, I'm not going back to that in an SFM style. And if that isn't toxic enough for you, brother, then I think you've got problems and you need to look inside yourself, man. Yeah? Don't be taking waifs and strays in just because they back you, man. You're going to look like a fool in the end. Just clear out the trash, for goodness sake. If you go around objectively looking at objective reality, you'll be reading the comments on people's pages saying, who's this guy coming in here mouthing off? Who's this idiot doing this, that and the other? Oh my god, who does he think he is? Etc, etc. Come on, man. Yeah? I don't dislike SFM, really. I don't hate him. No, sorry, I do dislike him. I don't hate him. He needs to grow up. He needs to get some life experience behind him and grow up a little bit. Because I'm not prepared to take people like him just coming on, mouthing off, going around with a little circular logic which basically is the same conclusion every time. As soon as someone tries to break out and bring some other intellectual facet into the conversation, he goes back to his circular logic and shuts the conversation down. Why? Because he's in territory that he's uncomfortable with, because he can't contribute, because he knows nothing about it. And to mask it, he just keeps coming back to the same old catchphrases. The same of most of you. Yeah, most of you do it. And I'm not disrespecting anyone in the chat room here right now. But what I'm saying is a lot of you people do things and say things that are absolutely retarded. And you try and point the finger at other people to cause a distraction. But it doesn't work with me, man. Yeah? Guilt displacement and projection does not wash with me. Now, seeing these women tactics, man, they're all over the place. And unfortunately, I've heard about this alt-right thing. Well, I'll tell you what I think about the alt-right. Alt-right is just a smear put on by leftists to try and destroy and to silence anybody who disagrees with their nonsense. That's my view on the alt-right. It's nothing but a third-party projection by leftists to shut down another conversation. You know? What they're scared of, the truth. Some people say truth doesn't exist. Doesn't it? I think it does. Truth and lies exist. It's right and wrong that doesn't exist. There's only sense and nonsense, and from what I can hear, there's a lot of people talking nonsense. Yeah? Now, I don't come here for the super chat. I don't come here for subscriptions. I don't come here for anything. You know, I come here to learn things. When I find things that don't sit well with me, because let's face it, when you're a man and you've had a life, a very colourful life, and you've met a lot of characters over your time, you kind of get a feel for things, you know? And I know when something doesn't sit well with me, when something's not quite right, something doesn't quite fit, you know? And I'm not the kind of guy who likes to hammer a square peg into a round hole, unlike a lot of people around in MGTOW, because I'm not having it. Yeah, square pegs cannot be forced into round holes unless you want some damage. I'm not into damage. Square pegs go in square holes, round pegs go in round holes, and that's just the way it is, yeah? You get children like that with their little kiddie toys, don't you? Trying to hammer a square peg into a round hole, and they grow up and they don't change, do they? They're still trying to hammer a square peg into a round hole when they're adults. Spéciation. Bonjour, monsieur. Comment allez-vous? So yeah, I noticed someone there saying about, I've gone into a bit of a monologue there, obviously because I'm on my own, but I haven't been looking at the chat box, but I've gone back into it now. Someone's saying there's not enough thumbs up here, nice one. But to be honest, I'm expecting thumbs down on this, because when people say things, they start shooting from the hip, so to speak. Some people don't like it. But you know, like I said before, there's a difference in shooting from the hip than just going out and just firing into a crowd. You know, let's all get a bit of dignity in our lives, yeah? Now, if anybody in MGTOW has got the idea they can make money out of other men, deceiving them, yeah, I've got a real problem with that. And if I find that has happened, then obviously I'll do whatever I have to do, which is just disassociate from them. No one's taking anything from me, because I'm not giving anyone anything. But until that moment comes, I'm not prepared to point the finger at people and call them names, because I think that's just unkind, it's unfair, and it's unmanly. Let's see the evidence. I can understand people might be concerned, say, about Chris Cantu selling the coin. Well, he's just promoting something, he's just a promoter, you know, so leave the guy alone. Right, Angry MGTOW's created the coin. Was it a fraud? Well, that's up to people to decide. It's not up to me, is it? It's a very technical thing, but I'll tell you, one of the only people who's going to make money out of that was him, the creator of the thing. Yeah? Now, if you think they're being sold for money, the only people with the money will be whoever sold the coin. And then the people who are stuck with the coins, it's up to them to see if they can get any value for the coin. Is it a fraud? Isn't it a fraud? I don't even care, to be quite honest with you. I don't care. It's buyer beware. End of story. Exactly. Discernment, discernment, discernment. And if you get that feeling, trust your feeling. Trust your gut feeling. I'm telling you something now. I'm a man who's very astute. Okay? I look at body language, facial expressions, all the tells and clues and everything. And I'll let you into a secret now, MGTOW, man. Is that one of the only times in my whole life anything's ever gone bad is when I've gone against my gut feeling. Yes, I'm telling you now, if you get a gut feeling, go with it. It's there as it's a time-served mechanism that animals have got to protect them from danger. Yeah, so never mind all your words and your colourful things and all. No. The subconscious takes everything in and it processes it and it tells you the answer. Because most people are actually asleep when they're awake, and they're awake when they're asleep, funnily enough. Yeah, savage, man. Take care driving, mate, and don't interact. You know, just obviously, you know that. You just do your driving. So yeah, if you can hear us still, that's cool. So if anybody wants compensation for me from what I'm saying tonight, just send me an email, make your demands, and I might satisfy your demands. If I've disrespected anybody and they want to sue me for libel or anything, or yeah, exactly, Bob. Your gut feeling saved your life. Always trust your gut feeling. It's true, that is. It's actually seriously true. You know, it's hard to say where life's going. It really is, because life's a personal journey, okay? And we're all at a different station. It's like a railway journey, you know? Some people are just getting on the train, some people are getting off it, and some people are halfway having a ride. That's what I think about life. Pick a side, choose a side. What side? You know? The side of what? Common sense and logic? I don't know. But you know, even if you're operating as a common sense, logical man, you still got to take some risks, haven't you, if you want to make a profit, if you want to get on in life. That's the only reason I became a man and made something in my life. Because I had a really hard time. Yeah, Lamb, let's go into story time. It's MGTOW story time. Welcome to MGTOW story time. This is the story of MH. Well, I actually come from quite a decent family, who, in all fairness, were actually reasonably rich. Actually, I had a bit of a tumultuous youth, and I just wasn't very happy for some bizarre reason, because I was being lied to, basically. Lied to. Don't like being lied to. Warrior, welcome, man. Let's give Warrior a hammer. Yeah. See, what I did was, we had a bit of trouble in MGTOW, and I just removed all hammers. I removed every single hammer going, and I noticed then on the Howard Dare channel I'd lost my hammer. I don't know, maybe he was offended that I took his hammer off him. I took everyone's hammer off him. So if you're listening, Howard, I'm sorry I took your hammer off you. You've got it back, actually. You've had it for ages. I can't remember what I was saying. Oh yeah, about men, real men, and risk taking. If you're logical and so on and so on, you might not want to take a risk because you think, no, I'm quite safe. I want to stay safe, thanks. Well, you know, sometimes a man's got to come out of his comfort zone, and that's what we're finding with people now. There's a lot of people, they won't come out of their comfort zone. They just like to do what they do. They like their heating, they like their comfy chair, and they like the cigarette, they like their pies and their beer, whatever they like. But you know, sometimes you've got to get up at 5 o'clock in the morning and work hard for 12 hours in the freezing cold and the hail and the snow and the rain. You know, that's the way it is, man. If you want to make something yourself, you've got to have to face something. You have to face up to stuff and take risks. Now in business, I've taken a lot of risks. A lot of risks, and some of them were high risk, medium return. Some things were high risk, high return. Some things, when I was very, very lucky, were low risk, high reward. I've done things which were high reward, low risk. I've done things high risk, low reward. You learn in time, don't you? What's the best balance, you know? And it's up to you as a man to get your skills together, to be able to assess situations, to know, to assess the level of threat and the level of risk and the level of reward. Potential risk, potential reward. Because we all knew what the rewards were and what the risks were, for real, before we went into everything. Things would already be boxed off and there'd be no opportunities for anybody. So the only opportunities are there in life are the ones that you create yourself. Now that's what I had to do, going back to my story, MGTOW story time. Because I had a bit of a bad youth. I had a good education actually as well. I had a good family and a good education and everything, but I wasn't happy because I knew that something wasn't right. Okay, so you could say I've been red-pilled since I was a kid. And I really actually believe that. I was born with something in me. Some people are, some people aren't. And I was just born as a red-pill kid. End of story. I hated school, I hated teachers, didn't like my parents. Well, I'm not saying I didn't like them, but basically I was looking down on them all. And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying I'm anything special or anything, but I could see from a young age that this is inherently wrong. Some people have got that capacity, haven't they, to know when something's inherently wrong. And that's why I own property. I don't really work too hard anymore. That's why I've got children and grandchildren. That's why I don't owe any bills really, That's why I don't have people knocking on my door, threatening me and stuff. That's why I don't have a whole load of junk mail and bills piling up. Do you know what I'm saying? But I've been to prison 3 times. Now I've had people saying, how come he's got that house? How come he's got that? How come he's got this? Yeah, but they don't say, how come he's got arthritis? How come he's been to prison for 3 times? How come he's been homeless? How come he's had nothing to eat? Yeah, because they don't see that, do they? People don't see your pain and your denial and your, you know, even if it's self-imposed pain and suffering and denial. They don't see that. So I had pain and suffering which just happened. Then I thought I can make something out of this pain and suffering, and that's what I did. I actually capitalized on my own pain and suffering. You know, and how many people are prepared to do that? No, they're not. They're too busy enjoying their luxury, aren't they? Sitting in the comfy chair, eating pies, and having the heating on. And they'll never change. And that's why they become fat. That's why they have fuck all. And that's why people don't want to know them, because they've got nothing to offer. And they're too lazy to really be of any use to anybody, even themselves. I got a family member like that. And it's just embarrassing. I mean, alright, he's working now and everything. He was getting worried. He was worrying for me. I said, listen, man, you're going to die. You'll be dead before you're 40. Wake up, man. Danish monk. Pain is a private thing for us men. That's right, it is Danish. Men don't talk about their pain, do they? Because you've got to be stoic, and we are stoic. I am stoic. But I've come here to share the stuff, and I'm not going to go at you, man. I'm just explaining. Is that that's why I come here and just telling the story time. Is that I think, okay, yeah, pain is a private thing, Danish. You got that right, man. And that's why I've come here to share it with you. Because I think some of you need to know about the pain that certain men have been through to become a success. Not that I'm saying I'm great. Look at me, I've got a gold-plated Bentley. It's nothing like that, is it? But I don't owe anybody anything. The only people that can come here are the ones by invitation. And if I don't like somebody, I can throw them out. That's where my life's at the moment. And that's what it's been for me, really, is not to own things, and not to be this, and not to be that, and not to say this and say that and be the man. No, no, no. Everything I've ever worked for is so that I can have my own privacy, and I can have my own power. Which is, private property, you're a trespasser, go away. And if they don't like it, I'll knock them clean out and throw them over the wall. Go away. You know what I mean? If they want to pull a gun out, take it off and I'll shoot them. Go away. I don't care. If you want to knock on my door, I'll invite them in the house, beat them up and throw them out. Go away. Do you see what I'm saying? Private property is what you want, man. We need private property, all of us. No one's got any invitation in your private property unless you give it them. Yeah, that's what we need to expand upon our private properties, have a private county, a private country where we're recognised like this, which is, you're not here by invitation, you go away. You're not prepared to obey my rules, you go away. Yeah? Stain free MGTOW, yeah, you're stain free, aren't you? Working 40 hours a week and paying rent to a third party. Yeah? Yeah, man, you're real free, aren't you? You know what I'm saying? Now, Trav, man, look in the mirror, yeah? Get rid of the poison out your group. Now, I came and joined your little group and you were very welcoming. You actually were, and I like you and I got respect for you. I'm telling that straight to you now, because I know you're listening, and all the MGTOW men. I like Trav, I respect Trav, but this is his problem. This is his problem. He doesn't like to offend certain people. And I'll tell you why. It's a multifaceted situation, because those people as well, you see. So while he is the head of the monks, and let's face it, he is the head of the monks, yeah? Because he's earned that position, he's worked for it for 20 years, and he deserves it, he's entitled to it, he's there, he's already there. But if he wants to keep his position, he's going to have to clear out the trash, because it's looking stupid now. Everyone can see it, everyone. You even know it yourself, Trav, come on, man. Because you've developed personal relationships with these people, you feel bad about getting rid of them, but sometimes you got to take out the trash, man. Yeah? My sister came to my house one day with blood in her mouth when I had a little baby in my hands. She struck me. I tell you what I did. I put the baby down and I threw her out the house. I don't care who you are. Get out. And I've never spoke to her since. Yeah, it's over 25 years ago. So if I've done that to my own sister, Trav, don't you think you can find it within yourself to tell MA and SFM, listen, man, I think you really have burnt your bridge. I think you really had best go, because I think you really are destroying MGTOW. You're destroying the group. You've destroyed yourselves. Yeah, stop projecting your destruction onto the whole community. Très bon. Michelle Harding, man, thank you. Very good, man. Thank you very much. But I'm not here for subs, man. I'm really not here for subs. But I thank you for doing it, though. Thank you very much. My subscriptions have actually gone up quite a lot recently. I don't know how that's happened, because I'm not here for subs. Really, seriously, I'm not. But that's cool. Someone's got to speak the truth, haven't they, around this joint, you know? Howard there's telling his truth. I'm telling my truth. We're all telling our truths. And it's a good thing. I encourage every MGTOW man to tell his truth. His truth. I don't like seeing people getting unnecessarily attacked and shamed and picked on and bullied. I like to just backtrack a bit. You know, Trav welcomed me into his group and everything, and I was contributing. But because a few of those people took exception to me being there and what I was contributing, what I was saying and what I was doing, they're trying to get me out the little group. And they were doing all kinds of underhand tactics that basically can be associated with women and feminists and leftists, and it's absolutely disgraceful. It's embarrassing, really. It's actually quite nasty, because they've upset me. They actually set out to purposely upset me, and they achieved their goal. Yeah, so SFM and MA and that, if you're listening, yeah, I hope you're happy what you achieved. You actually helped to sort of make me feel bad. After I've already been through all that nonsense with the police and the courts and a horrible woman, yeah, I have to get that nonsense from you as well. Get a grip of yourselves, man. Yeah, get a grip of yourselves. And I think what it is with these monks, yeah, is that some of them, they see people as threatening their status. Their imaginary status position on the MGTOW chessboard that they've just created in their own minds. Because they're that sad and petty and insecure, they have to really think along those lines. Yeah, well, you have your number 1 position, your number 2 and 3 and 4, or whatever you think is in your mind. Yeah, and I hope, you know, good luck with that. Seriously, yeah, good luck with that. Because it's going nowhere fast. So if you want to save the monks, Trav, I recommend that you just get your house in order, man. Because otherwise, I think we should install Whiskey Stills as leader of the monks. And I'm serious when I say that. Whiskey Stills is number 1 in my view. He doesn't owe himself to get involved with personal petty insults and attacks on people. Yeah, and if anybody else was doing that in his name or in MGTOW's name or in the monk's name, he'd stop that. He'd stop it in its tracks. Unlike you, Trav, who's let it go on and on and on and on and on and on and on to the point where it's made you look stupid and the whole of MGTOW. So never mind pointing your fingers, calling people outright. You lot are bloody communists! And that's the truth, isn't it? You're trying to hide the fact you're communists by pointing a finger and calling people outright. And that's why we've got in this position already, isn't it? Because of communists, because of leftists, because of feminine, because of women's thinking. And you're letting it into MGTOW. Come on, man. Do you know what I'm saying? Speciation. Am I selfish for liking a pissed off version of MH? Thanks, man. I'm not pissed off, man. Yeah, I know where you're coming from. I'm just saying what I feel, yeah? This is what a lot of people are feeling, but they just won't say it. Well, Trav said before, well, I'm the kind of guy who will say these things, so I've got to say it, no one else will say it. Well, he's right, because we're kind of cut from the same cloth. I've got a vocal mouth as well, and I'm saying what I think right now. Give it as many down boots as you want, I couldn't give a shit. You know? Couldn't care less, man. Seriously. Like I say, I know who I like and who I dislike, and I'm being quite fair about it. You know? Because I'm not here to talk about people's personalities. I'm here to talk about MGTOW and the betterment of men, about finance, culture, law, history, religion, anything. Anything. But when it gets he said and she said and he did that and she said that and he did this and he did that to me, it just sounds like you're 7 years old in a playground. And he said that to me and I said this and he said that and then I said and she said and she said. You know, come on, man. Let's keep it factual. Let's keep it real. Let's keep it real, man. It's not too hard, is it? Exactly, Free Happy Bob. MGTOW should stop and stay away from labelling other men. That's right. I mean, we all do it. We all pigeonhole things and people. We do naturally. We put things into compartmentalization sort of systems. You know, whatever it is. We do that anyway, naturally. But You know, same as leaders occur naturally as well. Hierarchies occur naturally. Leaders occur naturally. You have your faux hierarchy, which is just manufactured, and you've got your real hierarchy, haven't you? You know, and quite often the real hierarchy just steps back and lets the other one get on with it. Let them think that they're the boss. It's a bit like America. America thinks it's independent and free. Is it hell? It's still owned by the crown. Britain still owns it, man. When you're going to wake up? You've just been allowed to do it. Yeah, the Constitution's just been tolerated. Why do you think you got all the bar barristers over there? They're running the place, mate. Britain still owns you. You're going to have to wake up, all of you. I can see how people come to the end of their tether. Trav's at the end of his tether, I can tell. But half of it he's brought on himself by allowing people like SFM and M8 to come and poison the community. And now he's, you know, the chickens have come home to roost. You made your own bed, you got to jolly well lie in it now. It's uncomfortable, isn't it? It's uncomfortable for not just you, it's uncomfortable for all of us. Let's just stop the nonsense now, man. Yeah? Stop the nonsense. SFM's welcome to come back to MGTOW, yeah? But if he wants to be going with running his mouth, he's going to have to do it on his own channel. You can't be coming out live streams, turning everything into the SFM channel. And if MA thinks he can come back, yeah, then he's just proper deluded. And if you think he can come back, then you're deluded too, mate. And I think it's time to go for all of you. Sometimes you've got to take out the trash, and like I said before, trash usually takes itself out. You know? Now why should I have to come on here and say all these things? Now why should I have to say it? You know, because I'll just get a backlash from whoever, won't I? More troll accounts will be made. Yeah, gaslighting people, making false allegations. Sock accounts, etc, etc. It's just boring. It is boring. You know, if people lack creativity, and I'm talking real creativity, not just abusing creativity by making false accounts and making up pictures, yeah, and stupid little avatars and stuff like that. You know, alright, it's, you know, ha ha ha, that's funny and everything. But I'm just sick of people who go around going, God, look at him, hasn't he got big ears? You know what I mean, or something. Because that's what it's like, isn't it? It's like children pointing at someone going, oh, look at him, he walks with a bit of a limp, or he's got a lisp, or, you know what I mean? Come on now, don't you think it's about time to grow up? Let's look at the substance, man. Let's listen to the substance of people. But unfortunately for some people, they might try and hide what they are, or who they are, or what they're about, but it just slips out. And if you listen and you watch carefully enough, 99% of people will tell you and show you what they're all about if you just care to watch and listen. So by all means, ramble on. Make as many videos as you want, because you're just exposing who you really are. Who you really, really are. Subconsciously. So your conscious cover-up still can't fool some people, because your subconscious comes right through, and sometimes it shines, actually. Yeah. The subconscious shiners are all around us. And I've seen this kind of stuff too many times before, you know, where I've even known people for over 30 years. And I thought they're okay. I've been a friend of them for 30 years. You go into business with them, and what do you know? Next thing you know, you've lost some dollars. Where's my pay? Where's my pay, man? Yeah, if someone you think is a friend, a personal friend, can do that to you after 30 years, what do you think some random guy on the internet's going to do for you? Yeah? Yeah, they're really your friend, aren't they? With the persona that you don't even know anything about, because you don't know them in the community. The people you've never drunk beer with and sat around a fire with and invited them into your home. No, you think you know somebody? You really think you know someone? Well, you don't. You really don't know someone. And I'll tell you something else. I've had some real dire times in my life where I've been homeless, no food, no money. I've had the police on my case and everything. I've had to sort of hide out. And it's not because I'm a bad villain or anything, it's just the way it is sometimes, you know. So I'll make that clear. I'm not a bad villain, I don't hurt people. Stuff like that. No, no. Mine's just business and petty insults from stupid people. So anyway, yeah, I've had hard times before. I've been on my backside. I've been homeless. Not even proper clothing. Rain, freezing cold, starving. No opportunity to get money. Can't claim welfare, can't get work. Nothing. I'm talking nothing. As a teenager. In cities hundreds of miles away from where I am. And I got by. You know how I got by? From the help and the love of strangers. I didn't expect anything off anybody. And the irony there is that the strangers, some random strangers who give me $10 or a packet of cigarettes or something to eat or a cup of tea, they treated me with more decency and respect and honour than half of the people that are supposedly my friends or even my own family. And like I say, I'm not a villain. I'm not a nasty little villain. So why didn't I get help from my friends and family? I'll tell you why. Because most people are concerned mostly with themselves. Now if you're trying to fight for freedom or whatever, even if you're Jesus Christ, if you knock on someone's door and say, look, I'm Jesus, I've got the Romans after me, is there any chance of having something to eat? You know, perhaps even just a bit of a rest, perhaps a wash and a sleep. They won't let you in. I'll tell you why, because there's no room in the inn. And that story is time immemorial. There's no room in the inn, pal. Goodbye. Because they like in the comfort zone. They like it in the comfort zone with the heating on. Yeah. And eating their pies and smoking a cigarette. They don't care about you. Why should they come out of their comfort zone to assist you? Yeah. Well, the chickens have come home to roost, haven't they, for half these people, because I'm a very successful man. Actually got a big house, etc, etc, etc. Yeah. And they're all coming to me now, wanting something. Well, hang on. I didn't want something off them. I needed it. Were they there for me? No. But will I help these people? Yeah, I will. But I let them know what they've done wrong. I make them look inside themselves and I make them extremely uncomfortable while I teach them the lesson. And that's what life's about, yeah? If you wait long enough, people will show their hand eventually. That's the whole game. You've got to show your hand or you can't win or lose the game. So just be careful. Be patient. Try and button your lip a little bit. Don't give too much away. Just watch and listen. People will show you what they're all about in time. Then you can make your conclusion and move on. So until Chris Cantu's convicted for fraud, I don't dislike the guy. Same as anybody else. So let's just quit with the allegations, the accusations of smearing people's characters here, because I don't really like that. You know, and if you want to have a conversation like that, do it in private. Contact them privately and have a discussion with them man to man, yeah? Go and knock on the guy's door and have a discussion with him. Same as anybody else. Don't be going public with your slagging off contests, because it's not funny. Yeah? Yeah, exactly, Bob. Our hard previous life makes us appreciate what we have. Living in a van, dumpster diving, yeah? And people are in envy of our current situations. They are, Bob. They really are. But they haven't learnt the value of money, and the value of heat, and the value of shelter. They don't understand it. And they don't understand. I've seen some kids out in the street, you know, throwing pennies around. I say, hey, don't be throwing money away. And they go, it's only a penny. Yeah, well, they've got a lot to learn, haven't they, these kids? Yeah. Oh, can I buy that? It's only $19. Yeah, only $19. Yeah, well, it's only money. Do you know what I mean, kids? It's only money. It's only money. What does a penny matter? It's only money. I mean, where do you even begin to deal with this kind of level of illogic we've got going on with people? But I'm lucky because I've had the benefit of grandparents that come from the last century. I mean, no, not even the last century, it's the century before that. Do you know what I'm saying? My great-grandmother was born in 1875. My grandmother was born in 1900. I don't think there's anybody in MGTOW can tell me much about life that I don't know already. You know? My uncle was an officer in the RAF, had to bomb Germany and stuff. You know what I mean? You've got kids in MGTOW telling me what a man is. I don't think so. Yeah? Because if I want to know what a man is, I just go and look at my own family. That's what a man is. And half these little bitches on the YouTube. He's this and he's that. He's not a man. Really? 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 Exactly. Bob knows how to turn copper into gold, and I've got the ultimate respect for him, because I tell you something, I've done exactly the same. Yeah, collecting aluminium cans, caravan sidings, cast iron gutterings and drain pipes, old bathtubs, vehicles. Yeah, that's exactly what you do. Then you start buying grams of gold, 10 grams, 50 gram, 100 gram. Next thing you know, you've got kilos of gold, $20,000. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And I like it in this video because he gets people going, oh, look at him moving the cans. What an idiot. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, Free Happy Bob's a real idiot, isn't he? Stacking his cash. Yeah. It's just stupid. The level of retardation I see around in the community these days is absolutely ridiculous. Yeah, it's off the charts, man. I mean, you got kids now, kids in school, they can use calculators for their maths test, you know? Come on, yeah. When I was in school, you didn't have a calculator, man. If you can't do maths, you're a retard. They put you in the retard class, yeah? If you can't speak English properly, they put you in the retard class. Now, all I see on MGTOW are people who speak jive and slang and jingoes. It's nonsense. Half the people in MGTOW can't even speak properly. And you expect me to respect any intelligence they've got when they're telling people what to do, and they can't even coherently speak and use English properly? I don't think so. Sorry, but I don't think so. It isn't going to happen on MH's watch. I should tell you. So if anybody wants to become something in MGTOW, the least you can do is learn how to speak properly. You know? Coherently form a sentence that's logical. So never mind your jive and your ebonics and your slang. Intelligence shows itself in many forms, and I'm not interested in platitudes. Am I? But you know, respect where respect is due. I got to respect Howard there. And I'm not into this kind of name dropping crap, because that's what seems to be going on in MGTOW. There's a lot of name dropping crap. Yeah, but I'm going to say it because I have to, because we're talking about people now, because it's all finger pointing and people at the moment. So yeah, let's point fingers on people. You know, I've got a lot of respect for a lot of people, what they do, but when they lower themselves, it just becomes painful. And I see how some people are lowering themselves to attack others, and some people are lowering themselves to defend themselves. You know, not that I see somebody defending himself as lowering themselves, but like the old saying goes, violence is the means of an exhausted mind. And so, if we want to go around with that leftist thinking, what's going on is just violence, isn't it? Yeah, and it's the means of an exhausted mind. So what does that tell you? Someone's run out of capacity, haven't they? They can't take any more. The brain's not big enough. They can't cope. So, oh yeah, sorry Bob. But Bob says today it's all about emojis and hashtags. That wasn't actually a jibe at you, Bob. You speak very good English. Yeah, exactly, man. In fact, you made a very good point. You just made me think of a very good point. If Bob is a French speaker and he can speak English properly, what's to stop someone who's been born in America from speaking proper English? Do you know what I'm saying? It just makes you look stupid. And I really do mean it makes you look stupid. If you have not got a command of English and you're in an English speaking country, you are obviously retarded. And that comment goes to people like SFM. You're retarded. I'm sorry, but you are. Your circular logic. Just end the story. You know what I mean? And if he wants a fist fight, I'll have him a fist fight in a boxing match. No problem. Let's set it up. I'll televise it. That'll be cool, because I heard Howard there saying, yeah, you want to fight? I'll beat you and I'll keep beating you and I'll beat you. I think, yeah, right on, Howard. We could have a celebrity MGTOW boxing match, man. That'll be cool. SFM, get in the ring, man. I'll knock you clean out, man. I want MA first. Seriously, he'd go down like a sack of spuds. Yeah, just a quick combo. Bam, bam, he's down. Then it's SFM time. Come on, son, let's have a go. Yeah? He's on about verbally beating people up. I will actually beat you up, bro. Yeah? Do you even MGTOW, bro? Whatever. 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 Yeah? All this finger pointing and name calling. It's wearing a bit thin now, isn't it? Don't you think? It really is wearing a bit thin. And it's not like warning shots have been fired across the bow either, is it? You know, it hasn't just come out of nowhere. You know? Oh yeah, there's been a build-up, alright. And the build-up was allowed, it was permitted, and even encouraged. That's what I take exception to. Because most people, you know, say there's a fight going on. Doesn't matter what kind of fight it is. When there's a fight going on, and it's unnecessary, there's usually someone who's greater, with a bigger mind, and, you know, more about them. They'll stop it, they'll go, come on now, that's enough. Yeah, but what I noticed when MA and SFM were going around picking people out and shining light, no one was calling them out, were they? No one was stopping them. People were saying something about it. A lot of people were saying something about it, but no one was stopping them. And that's why Trav's group's imploded, mate. And that's why Whiskey Stills and Tumbleweeds is ready to take over. I'm telling you, he's there, he's primed, he's ready to go. And if we had a poll now, a vote, who should be the leader of the monks? And we have a list of all the monks. Yeah, I bet you he'd come out number one. Because I'll tell you what, he gets my vote. I'm voting for Whiskey Stills to be leader of the monks, mate. It would just be good if he could find it within himself to be able to discipline people when it's needed. Because he might have the same problem as Trav there a little bit. And I'm not disrespecting Whiskey, I love the guy to bits. But that's what we need, yeah. We need someone to lead the monks who's not going to cause drama and who can keep control of the monks. In fact, monks shouldn't need controlling, so there's a red flag in itself. You know what I mean? What kind of monk needs controlling? One that needs removing? You know what I mean? So if you think you can come into the Order of the Brotherhood and start acting out, sorry, you're out on your ear. And surely Trav will agree with that. He's been here for 20 years. You've got to respect the guy. Seriously. Do not disrespect Traversible's history. His provenance. He's earned that position. So please don't get me wrong. I'm not having a go at the guy. I actually like him. He's got some very good qualities. Very good qualities. And we have to appreciate them. However, he's got some very bad qualities as well. He needs to address them. Don't get me wrong. I've got bad qualities as well. I know exactly what they are. And I have to fight them. And I'm talking fight them. It's nothing to do with my personality. It's nothing to do with my personality at all. But there's certain parts of my life I have to battle with. I really battle it. We're not talking heroin addiction or anything like that. But I've got my own little battles going on. Psychological battles. You know? I want to make more content. Yeah, of course I do. You know, I want to cut my coat according to my cloth. I don't want to start something I can't continue. I don't want to step up to the mark and just let people down. That's why I've been hanging back. Because I'll tell you something, the MH channel has really got a lot of information, it's got a lot of knowledge, it's got a lot of experience. Why is it hanging back? I don't know. It's almost like my plumbing's got a blockage in it somewhere, you know. Once those pipes are clear, man, it's gonna flow, and I'm telling you, it's gonna flow, and people better watch out. It's not even a threat, it's not even a warning, it's just the way it is. When my piping's unblocked, people better watch out. And I can see people making moves on the MGTOW chessboard, and I'm not prepared to point fingers at them and accuse them of something, but I can see the moves. Trav's noticed a few of the moves. He says, I can see Miggy 101 backing away, walking backwards. I've spotted it, man. People see these things, right? I've spotted it. Good luck to him, though. He's allowed to back away. He's saving his channel. He wants to save his reputation from what he perceives as being a threat. Good luck to him. I appreciate what he's doing. You know, it might turn out there was nothing to back away from. But either way, he's just looking after himself. We've all got to look after ourselves. What do you expect him to do? Just stay in something that he thinks is a bit dicey and get into trouble? No! He's done the right thing. He's had a gut feeling that something ain't right and he's backed off. That's his thing. I respect that. Well done, MGTOW 101. Seriously, man, well done. He's just done what he thought was right for him at that time. And that's where I'm at the moment with my problem of the block piping, is that I sometimes don't know what's really going on. So I can't say what I should be saying or could be saying or want to be saying, because I simply don't know. Now, for someone to come on the internet when they're devoid of facts and information to make a judgment, an ultimate judgment, I think that's a terrible thing for everybody. By all means, state the case. It's a summary judgment on the evidence which you have before you at the time, and make a coherent point based on your fears, that's all it is, let's face it. That's just fear based, isn't it? Maybe those fears are right, maybe they're not, we don't know. Half the people don't care because they're too busy leading their own life, being productive and so on. And that's what it's about in MGTOW. We need to get the message out to, well, no. For me to say we need to, I think is rather, it's facetious. It's not for me to say we need to do anything. So maybe I just shouldn't even speak anymore. Maybe I have got the answers. Maybe I actually do have all the answers. But in the Bible it says to people, I know, you know, I'll probably be accused of being some kind of toxic Christian or something. I don't know how this rolls, man. You know, with this entryism and alt-right business. But you know, I actually do respect the Bible. I've got a King James Bible here, printed in 1890 or whatever it is, leather bound. It's rather nice. Stick it in your pocket, have a pair of reading glasses. It's very nice, thank you. There's a lot of advice in there for MGTOW men and for men in general. It's wisdom. And I'm sorry, but I take offence to people when they start objecting to the Bible or biblical knowledge, because it's probably the best book ever on earth. And I'm not talking about bearded men in the sky or anything, because they're abstract messages, and if people can't understand the abstract messages, then they're lost, completely lost, and they'll become victims. And that's what I thought MGTOW was about, teaching men not to become victims, to take responsibility for their life and gain wisdom. And that's what it's about, man. Yeah, right on, Marcel. King James Bible, it's the only one. That's the one that's been directly translated from Hebrew and Greek for King James. I mean, I've had people saying, yeah, but it was rewritten, and of course it was rewritten. You can't read Greek, can you, stupid? But they don't even know that, because they're just repeating what they've heard from some other retard. Do you know what I'm saying? And that's what we're faced with in MGTOW and in life in general. We're faced with repeaters. They hear something, they don't research it, they don't know anything about it, and they just repeat it because they take it as gospel. Because if you've got a celebrity saying it, it must be true. Whether it's a celebrity MGTOW, or a celebrity footballer, or a celebrity whoever, celebrity pop star. Ooh, I'm a fan of that celebrity. I'm just going to eat up everything they say, think and do, and say, and want, and believe, or project, or fantasize, or whatever. Delete as applicable. Yeah, exactly, Taz. We do need to learn how to disagree. Thank you, Savage. Amen, brother. Well, we say amen here, but amen, brother, because you're American. We need to learn how to disagree and get along. But if it hurts the message, settle it like MH says. One-on-one with the one you have a disagreement with. It's true, isn't it? Take your business outside MGTOW, yeah? Conduct your business man to man. Mano a mano, yeah? You know. You gotta give the Mexicans some respect. Mano a mano. Excuse me for a minute, I'm just gonna go get another can. I'm back again, man. We've got some alcohol. It's a great look. Marcel, are you French by any chance, monsieur? Because it's a French name. Marcel. You know, it pains me to come on the internet and just say things like this, because I shouldn't have to say what I think about certain people. I really shouldn't. Because it's beneath me. It's not good. He said, she said, you know. He said this and I did that and I did this and he said that, so I said this and she said that and oh God, shut up, will you? You know what I mean? Shut up. So is the music alright? Is it too loud or is it too quiet? Or do you want it off? I'll turn it off if you don't want it. I'm not even listening to it, it's just on in the background, I can't hear it. I've just got complete silence here. So yeah, the MH channel's got its live streaming capabilities back, because I was stopped from streaming for 3 months because I got a strike on a video that I did about the do you remember that mass shooting at the Country and Western gig? Well, YouTube didn't like that, because basically it was telling the truth. Got 3,500 hits in 24 hours and they pulled it down. There's still one left there. I made 2 videos about it. Stephen Pollock. Alright, okay, Marcel, yeah. Aye, that's right, you like a wee bit of Scottish there, Marcel. It ain't a bother. You ken what I'm saying, but the thing is, right, you go to Scotland, right? The bonny wee people, you never get your bother there. You can. It's just a little bit of Scottish for you there, Marcel. You could understand that, surely, brother, if you've got those Scottish genes within you. Yeah, I think it's okay to have a bit of music in the background on the old MH live streams. So yeah, I've got my MH channel and I've got MH live streams. So I think what I'm going to do is register the name MH live streams, but I'm actually going to put that on the MH channel, and then when I get so many subscribers on the other one, I might change it. I'll have to think of something. So yeah, I can't even remember, because I've been for more alcohol. I can't even remember what we were talking about. I think it was finger pointing and name calling, stuff like that. So I remember that in the school ground when I was about 9 or 10 or something like that. I just thought, stupid. So I just go read a book, and that's what I really implore everybody to do, you know. Never mind the nonsense. When things get freaky, just go and read a book or something. You know, just think, oh, whatever. Just leave them to it. You know what I mean? Because in the Bible it says, don't cast pearls before swine. Don't give children's food for the animals. Do you know what I mean? And I'm afraid that's what's happening, isn't it? Is that you got people who are of a higher vibration, spiritually, emotionally, whatever, you know. I don't even have to finish that statement. You can work it out for yourselves. And that's just the way it is, man. If we give too much knowledge to evil people, they'll use it against us. So unfortunately, that's the way it is now. You have to use discretion, discernment, to see who's worth educating and who isn't. You can't just educate everybody or anybody. No, 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 no. When someone's inherently evil, if you teach them holy tricks, they'll use it against you and use it against mankind. Yeah, we'll resist the devil and he will flee. Get behind thee, Satan. Do you know what I'm saying? You're learning nothing from me. And if I have to, I'll smite you with the edge of the sword. Because I'm getting all Old Testament on people now. Seriously, yeah. I know we've got the good news of the New Testament, yeah. But I'm going back. I'm going Jew style, yeah. If I have to, I'll be doing some sword smiting. Because we all know that MH is a bit of a sniper when it comes to internet technology. Because I'm a hacker, you know I'm a hacker. And for everybody, everybody out there, how would you know I haven't got 25 gigabytes of SFM's hard drive? Do you know what I'm saying? Because I mentioned it on the Trav stream earlier on. Now then, I might have some very interesting information to receive to. I might have some very entertaining and informative information for MGTOW. But we'll see how it plays out, you know, because that's what the MH channel's all about. It's basically an information collection hub where discernment is used for the annihilation of idiots, because basically that's what I'm all about. When I'm annoyed to such a degree, when I know I'm right and I know they're wrong, and someone's wronged me to such a degree, I want justice, shall we say, I want satisfaction, then well, yeah, I will hunt them down and annihilate them, and I don't even care who they are. Because you'd be surprised what MH is all about in real life, man. I'm talking real life. I've had people challenging me in the past, and we're talking whole gangs of people, thinking they're cool, thinking they're tough, thinking they're all that. And I took them on myself. I'm talking me versus a whole gang. And we're talking like a big gang, quite a big gang. And I took them on myself. And do you know what happened? After it all played out, they give me respect. Because I stood up to them. I put them in their place. Yeah, I actually did put them in their place. Because they were acting out, yeah. And someone had to do something. No one was doing anything. Because you know what? They were the big gang. No one want to mess with the big gang. So it just takes some little kid with a fire in his belly to confront them, to put them in their place. So next thing you know, I've got the backing of a gang that's worldwide now. Seriously, I'm not joking. I'm actually not joking, for real, man. We're talking a gang that's like a, I don't know. We're talking worldwide gang. That's, I don't know, 50,000 men or something like that. And basically, I know the leader of the gang, and I can go and call on him anytime I want and ask him for any services or whatever that I want. I can do business with the guy anytime I want. I can keep people in my area or get rid of people in my area whenever I want. If I wanted to, I could start the biggest riot you've ever seen and take over the whole country. And I'm not even joking. So that's what you people have got to think about now. Is who really does hold the power? Not only in MGTOW, but real life, man. And don't be looking at me as like thinking, oh yeah, he wants to promote himself. Oh, he's just another. No. I'm not promoting myself at all. But what I'm trying to say is that I am actually a real man who's been through a hard time, who's made something of himself, who's down with people on the streets, yeah, and we're talking like massive gangs. I get respect from real men in the real community, in the real world. Now you got these people pointing the finger and this, that and the other, yeah? Can they control men? Really? Can they really control men? Are they real leaders? You know what I'm saying? This guy I know, one guy, I know actually a few people who are very, I don't know what the word is to use now. They're very influential people. Leaders of gangs. Not gangs, but, you know, associations, clubs, whatever. I don't like the word gang. It's got a nefarious kind of... Yeah, it's God as my witness, man. Exactly. So, that's what I'm saying to you people. You know, you want influence and stuff. You got to earn influence, yeah, for real. I'm talking for real. If you want to talk the talk, you better be able to walk the walk. Because I tell you what, if you're faced with experienced men who are real men, if you can't walk the walk after giving it the talk, you're history, man. History. We're talking like actual history. You know? We're talking like back actors digging a big hole, you're buried, no one sees you again. That's what I'm talking about, history. If you want to walk the walk and not talk, if you want to talk the talk and not walk the walk, you will possibly die in the real world. Do you know what I'm saying? And I'm still alive and kicking. And I got nobody giving me nonsense knocking on my door, making demands or insults or anything. No. So if you get any punks on the internet think they can do that to me, then they're very much mistaken. And I welcome them. Give it your best shot. Because you will lose, I'm telling you, I guarantee you'll lose. It's not even a threat, it's just the way it is. And I won't even break a sweat either. That's the funniest thing about it. And not only that, it's the kind of life I've lived for over 30 years. Yeah. Some people might call it gangster, call it what you like. I'm time served, mate, and I've earned my position in the real community. I'm talking the real community of land. Never mind internet land. That's why I think it's interesting when you get these people on MGTOW making these claims. Some of them might be true. They might be true. because I'm completely revealing myself apart from my name, address and telephone number. So I hope that other people out there are true as well about what they're doing, saying and thinking and projecting. I really hope they are for real. I've got a lot of respect for any man who's for real, you know. And someone who admits to his weaknesses as well. It's not even admitting to them. Someone who can identify his own weaknesses and who's confident enough to even state what they are, knowing that he's got the beef to back himself up in some other area. You know. Well, I've been online now for 1 hour 10 doing the stream, which is quite unusual for me because, like I said, I got block piping and sometimes my MGTOW message doesn't come out. I don't know what it is. I've got a lot going on in my own life, you know, and stuff like that. And I think it ties into the fact where I'm the kind of guy, and I've made it quite clear before, that I'm the kind of guy, I can't come to a conclusion unless I've got all the information. It's just illogical to do that. So I can never come to a conclusion about MGTOW because it's just an ongoing thing, you know. I can only come to summary conclusions. I'll never come to a judgment because it's not my place to judge man, you know. That's God's job. And if people say they don't believe in God, then they got a problem, because God is within you. And if you haven't got God within you, then what have you got? The devil in you? You know what I mean? God and the devil is good and evil, and it resides within each other's. I've got a dark side and I fully embrace it, and I'm in control of it because I'm operating with the light. I'm doing God's work. Yeah. And people like Trav, that's why I take exception to it. I'm sorry, but I really took exception to the fact he was mocking Christians and like pointing his finger at Christians. Seriously, if someone's a false Christian, then yeah, by all means point a finger at them because that's evil. But I wouldn't even say I'm a Christian, actually. I wouldn't even say I'm a Christian. But I believe in God and I read the Bible. I like it. There's some bits in there I don't like, obviously, but I've got discernment, you see. But I'm not prepared to ignore thousands of years of truth, knowledge, wisdom and understanding just because some internet guy points the finger at someone and calls them a name. Sorry, Trav, you've messed up there, brother. Yeah. I'm not promoting Christianity as being part of MGTOW, but if there's a MGTOW man out there who's a Christian, don't you dare disrespect him, man, because that's evil. Yeah, what are you going to do? Promote the Muslim Brotherhood, yeah? I've got nothing against Muslims individually. I've got a problem with Islam though, so let's not go down that street, yeah? Because I've actually read the Quran more than once, and I can quote you chapter and verse, just like I can with the Bible. For example, you know, I think we even said it the other day. Yeah, thanks Marcel. I think we said it the other day where, oh, I don't know, man. I really just, well, I don't know. I really just don't know. I pity some people. I really pity them. Yeah. I really pity them. Yeah, a lot of these people criticise the Bible, they criticise Islam, they criticise people who criticise Islam and whatever. They've never even read either of them. You know what I mean? It's a bit like SFM. I'm sorry to go back to him, but I'm sorry, but this is relevant. SFM came in on MGTOW Values channel the other day. I woke up at 4 o'clock in the morning, thought, it's Mickey's Values, to see what's going on. Values is live, let's go. And I can just see Traversable's gone live, so if anyone wants to go over to Trav's channel, you go and do that. Go and support Trav. Aww, he's gone live. Trav's gone live. I'll tell you why he's gone live, because he knows I'm live. He's trying to distract people from this. It's another leftist kind of argument. Go for it, Trav. I wish you all the best, mate, because I don't actually dislike you. You know, good luck to you. I hope you get a few viewers. But yeah, SFM. He came out on MGTOW Values channel. And this is the kind of delusionary nonsense that we're up against here in MGTOW. And MGTOW Values was going on about the white paper of MGTOW and so on and so forth. And SFM says, oh yeah, what's it say about, about men have got to help women and blah blah blah. And Values says, well no, actually it doesn't say that at all. And then SFM says, you know, in his wisdom and genius, oh well, I haven't even read it and I'm not going to. Do you know what I'm saying? And that's what we're up against in MGTOW. People like SFM who haven't even read the white paper or whatever about the proposal about what MGTOW is or whatever. He's just come to a judgment without even reading the proposed law, the white document, the white paper or whatever. That's what we're up against. The same as the people who criticise the Bible and criticise Islam or whatever. They haven't even read the bloody thing. They don't understand it. They've got no... They just... Oh my God. Do I really need to keep talking now? Nice one, Marcel. Marcel ain't going nowhere. Yeah, thanks, man. I appreciate that. Like I said, I've got nothing against Traversible. I seriously haven't. I like the guy. But what I do find is that they're behaving in a disingenuous manner, and I don't like that. I quite like his personality in some areas. He's got good qualities, but I really do not like disingenuous behaviour. I'm sorry, I don't. Someone's got to be honest and true, and if they're not honest and true, they can get the hell out of here, and that's the end of it. They can do what they want, yeah, but they won't do it around me, and that's what I keep saying to people. You know, if they want to sort of mock or just drop a little sly comment or something, I say, come on now, stop that. That's not right. I'm all for free speech, I'm all for freedom of expression, that's fine, but what I tell these people is, you are free to express yourself, and let's say what you like, in my company, that's fine, but if I'm telling you I don't like something, and you repeatedly do it, you won't be doing it in my company. And that's what they fail to understand, these punks. They seem to think they've got the right to project their nonsense on you, and that they've got the right to be entertained, appreciated and respected. It doesn't work like that, sorry, not in the real world. So, GTFOH. Bang. Exactly. Get the fuck out of here with that nonsense. Right, excuse me for a minute whilst I retrieve something from a certain department in my household. I shall be right back. I'm back again. Yeah, man. Marcel, you read the Bible 13 times. Well, yeah, that's a biblical number, man. 13, 12 disciples and the Christ. Masons like that one. Same as they like 33. That's the age that Christ died as well. Which is funny, because if you use 13 and 33, if you divide them and multiply them by each other, you get some really interesting results. What it does is it gives like recurring decimals. It's actually a very interesting 1333 is a very interesting combination of numbers. So yeah, I don't know how many times I've read the Bible. I mean, I answered scripture questions in the 70s and won a Bible when I was a kid, you know. And it was a good, I think it was a good news Bible to me. I just looked at it and thought, nah, I don't know about that. And I didn't even really read it or anything. I had a certificate on it saying I'd won it for the answering scripture questions. I just never bothered. I actually lost my last King James Bible. I lent it to someone, an alcoholic woman, trying to help her, and in the end she claimed she just threw it in the bin with some other things, so I was quite upset about that. But I've got another one now anyway. You can't beat the King James Bible, you really can't, seriously, man. I'm not saying anything about bearded men in the sky, but if you want knowledge, wisdom and understanding, that's cool. I recommend King Solomon, because he went through a real journey. He learnt madness, he learnt folly, and then he learnt wisdom. But he still had all those women, and he still messed up. So was he really wise, the most wise man on earth? I don't think so. But and he's reputed to be the most wise man on earth. But the good thing is, though, we can stand on the shoulder of giants now, like him, and we've got a real good field of view now. That's the way I look at it. Well, I haven't actually got my my page up, so I don't even know how many viewers are here, how many likes or dislikes it's got. I don't know whether to shut it down. So if anyone thinks this is terrible, it ought to end, and it's just a bad look for MGTOW and for me, then by all means say so, and we can go and do something more interesting. But if you're quite happy to listen to me just sat here rambling on, then you do that. I'm quite happy. I've still got some alcohol, so I couldn't really care less what I do tonight. I'm going to smoke a cigarette, I think. I don't like cigarettes really, because they're just not very, well, they're not very useful, are they, cigarettes? They don't do anything but stink the house out, stain your fingers and cost you money. But I'm going to have one anyway. Yeah, the Bible. What's your favourite book in the Bible, Marcel? One of my favourites are a couple of Old Testament beauties. I like King Solomon, so Proverbs, Ecclesiastes, that's cool. And New Testament, I think James is a good book. It's only small, a couple of pages, doesn't take long to read. And I like Matthew as well. I think Matthew was a tax collector, so he's an accountant, so he's more than likely got an eye for detail, so I like him as well. Yeah, I've got a problem with organised religion though, because some of them, they haven't got it right. If you behave like Jesus, they'll just call the police, do you know what I mean? They seriously would. And so they've got to look inside themselves, man, to get the real answers. It's definitely been corrupted and polluted by organisation. It's attracted people who are just middle of the road. They don't understand the true message of Jesus. He was against authority. He was against men controlling other men. He was against finger pointers and name callers. Free Happy Bob, man. Good to see you, and rest well. I hope you have a good day in work tomorrow, Bob. Enjoy your day, man. Thanks for popping in. It's always good to see Bob. I like Bob because, you know, English is his second language, so it's more difficult for him to understand us when we're talking fast. So, in all fairness to him, he does very well. And it takes him a couple of seconds sometimes to find a word or whatever. You know, go bear with him. He's got to translate in his mind, you know. So you really got to respect Free Happy Bob. And because I'm the same, sometimes if I try and speak in a foreign language, it takes me so long to find the word. I just appear like a retard, you know. So I just have to say what I can say and then speak in my own language, because, you know, a lot of people are happy that you've made the effort to try and speak their language, and then they'll speak yours, because everyone speaks English, let's face it. Yeah. So I don't know whether I should shut this one down and go and listen to see what Trav's saying, or whether I should keep this going and listen to him later, or if I just ignore him altogether and just smoke another cigarette. I don't know. I really don't know. Yeah, you're right, Marcel. Yeah, Bob is a great guy. He really is. He works hard and he's clever. He's not stupid. You know, he's got a good little life going. I respect the fact he's got all his wood pile and everything. I mean, I've got a wood burning stove here. It's got 50,000 BTUs. It's a real nasty burner. Proper heat the whole place up. But I've not been using it this year. I've completely just not done any, because I haven't chopped any wood. I've done it over the years and it's not helped my elbows, you know. I'm getting a bit of arthritis now with all the shock of pickaxe digging trenches and chopping wood and stuff. So it's just, if I did it now, I'd have to get a hydraulic log splitter, use a chainsaw to cut them into bits, and then split with a hydraulic breaker. Yeah, I don't know. Do you think we've conducted all our MGTOW business now? Should we shut this one down? It's up to you guys. I don't even know how many people are watching because I've not got my page up. It's probably got 1,000 dislikes, one watcher and I'm just completely flogging a dead horse. I don't know. I'm beyond caring, I think, actually, at the moment. I'm just sitting here having a cigarette and drinking some alcohol. It's all good, man. Yeah, it's all good. Yeah, I think, well, I reckon I've made my point now. I reckon I've made my point now. It's probably about, yeah, there you go, 4 watching, there you go. I think I've kicked the pants out of this one. I made the message clear. I said my point. Tiffany Brown, full fail. Okay, I might just leave it then. Tiffany Brown. I don't know who Tiffany Brown is. It's probably just some American woman who's just whatever. So that's cool. Like I said before, right? I know I'm conflicting with Trav's broadcast. I don't hate him at all. I like him, but he needs to just get a grip of his own thing, you know, and control his thing better. It's just out of control. The monks are out of control, man. They really are. They really, really are. It's just like, come on, man. And I'd have preferred to have this conversation in private, to be honest with you. But there's been no communication forthcoming from Trav. I mean, SFM and MA were giving me a hard time at one time. And I was communicating with Trav, telling him what's going on, saying, look, man, I don't mind giving them some space to have their Sunday church and not let them hang out, because I think they just don't like me because you've been friendly with me. And that's what was going on. That is seriously what was going on. Is that they give Trav a hard time. MA and SFM and Shining Light and that. They give the peer pressure treatment to Trav because of me. Because he embraced me, they give him a hard time. And I see what they did to him. And that was evil, man, it was evil. That was evil. They tried to scupper me and Trav. You know. And what's happened? They've been shamed, haven't they? MA and SFM and Shining Light have been shamed. And they're out of the picture now, and Trav's left on his own. And it left me, you know, I'll be honest with you, at that time, when I was communicating with him, and as this was all going on, I felt bad about what they were doing to him and me. But what I noticed was, he didn't make an attempt to patch things up where I was concerned. He just patched things up with them. And that kind of hurt me a little bit. I'll be honest with you, it did hurt me a little bit. But I'm a man, I don't care. I really don't care, I've got other things going on. I can just turn the computer off, it's not a problem. But it's a character trait that I noticed, you see. It's that tribalistic character that's going on. It's tribalism, man. I understand that. So yeah, I don't know. But life's a funny thing, man. This is what I found. You get your energy, because a man's only got so much energy. I've heard the hippies talk about this in the 80s, going, yeah, energy, man. I think, oh, shut up, you. I don't understand what they're on about. I thought they were just tripping. But they're not. It all comes down to energy in the end. I mean, how much energy are you going to put into something? You're going to stand there arguing for 3 hours with a retard? What have you achieved? Have you educated the retard? No, he's still got his retardation. And what have you done? Expended 3 hours of your life's time and your energy in that you could have spent on something else, like drawing a picture, painting your house, cleaning your lavatory. Just anything. Anything's better than engaging a retard. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you're right, whoosh whoosh, we're not going to agree on everything. But all we can do, at least we can do as men, is respect other people for being men and not lower ourselves into personal insults. And that's what I found with SFM, MA and Shining Light and them. They all like insulting people personally and like mocking them as though they got some kind of superior attitude or aspect. Though they haven't. You know, because you've got SFM and MA and that. No, MA's a bit older. But SFM and Shining Light, they're only 27, 28. They're just kids. You know what I mean? They live with their mum. They come out in the real world. They made a mistake. And now they think they know it all and they're telling men how to be and all that. I don't think so, son. Do you know what I'm saying? I've got children that age. You know what I mean? I've got grandchildren. I don't need to be told how to live by a couple of little kids who are trying to mock me. You know what I mean? It just doesn't wash. They haven't had enough life experience. End the story. And if they hadn't come out with the personal insults and the jibes, everything would have been cool. You know? Because if they're here to learn to help men, they should have really listened to what I had to say, because I've got far more life experience than them. I've achieved more in life than them. But it's not even about me saying I'm greater than them. It's all about me. Look at me, listen to me, I'm the best. No, no, no. It's just logic, isn't it? You know? And if they're so stupid that they can't even understand what's going on, then they've got a problem. But I've said it before and I'll say it again. I'll just reiterate what I said before. All they were doing was seeing me and people like me as a threat to their position, like Whiskey Stills and Tumbleweeds with MA. We've all had it. They see people as a certain threat to their status within the group, and they try and destroy them to just prop up their own position. It's nothing to do with you've got a bad message or you're a bad man. No, no, no. They know you're better than them. They know you're greater than them. They're trying to like keep themselves above you because of their inability. Well, it doesn't wash. You've just made fools out of yourselves. We can all see it. Why don't you go look in the mirror, spend a lot of time reading books and thinking, and then perhaps come back with a logical approach and I'll listen to you. Until then, it's got no time for you boys, I'm sorry. And they know it as well. Yeah. I think it's like what Howard said before, is that some of them have got inabilities, they can't compete, so they start attacking. As far as I'm concerned, it's not even a competition. It's about helping your brother, man. Where's the competition in helping your brother? Well, I've helped more people than you've helped. Is that how it works, yeah? How many people have you helped? Because that's what Shining Light did one day, says to me. And what have you done to help, man? You know, where'd you even begin to start with some retarded comment like that? What have you done to help, man? Yeah? How much time have you got, son? Yeah? I've been on this earth a lot longer than you. You know what I mean? What is it? A competition as who's the greatest, yeah? Yeah, let's all bring our CV out of how we've helped people. Because that's really going to help MGTOW, isn't it? Who's the greatest? Who is the greatest? I think you'll find that God's the greatest. Yeah, and what is it with these Muslims? My God's greater than yours, yeah? Yeah, how many gods are there? You know what I mean? How many gods are there? Well, I think I've had my rant today. I think it could be time to shut this one down, fellas. There's only a few of us left here now. I think I've said what I had to say, really. I didn't even want to say it, it just came out. And I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what MGTOW is going to do. I really don't. I really don't. As far as I'm concerned, Whiskey's number one of the monks, and that's just the way it is. I'm going to shut this one down, I think. So thanks to everybody who's joined in and contributed, and I apologise if I've gone on too much or not been coherent enough. Apart from that, just doing what I'm doing. Nothing wrong with coming online, just sharing your thoughts with the fellas. I've opened myself up to personal attacks now. You know, that's fine. If anyone wants to personally attack me, then you do that. I've developed a reasonable thick skin. I can do without personal attacks, you know. I don't mind criticisms. If you got a constructive criticism about me, I'll accept that. I'll take that all day long. But just quit with the personal insults, because it's not cool. You know, I'm coming from a cool corner. I respect people for what they've achieved and what they are and who they are and what they're about. And other people I don't respect because of what they're about and who they are and what they've achieved, or what they haven't achieved. So yeah, thanks to everybody who's joined in tonight. It's been great having you here. We might do some more streams in the future, because now MH has got live stream capabilities again. It was taken off me for 3 months for some nonsense. And so yeah, man, I'll catch you on the next time. Thanks very much for joining in, and enjoy your night, MGTOW. Good night.